Hello everyone in Oneness. Thank you so much for watching this video. In Oneness, I'm Jessica Delmar. So it is about 1 a.m. and I've been bringing through information for the past couple hours in written form. It was coming through because last night, or just a few hours ago, I started getting this very strong energy of Yeshua come through, Jesus, because lately in my awareness there's been some people sort of bringing forward Bible verses, and it's just kind of sparked something within me regarding exactly certain Bible verses, and I kind of wanted to understand, we're moving into this new phase where a lot of people are feeling disconnected from the Bible, but I wanted to dive deeper into that and truly really understand, especially certain Bible verses that some people have been coming at, spiritually awakened people, and this goes a lot into the whole discernment realm and how certain verses of the Bible sort of feed the energy of fear when it comes to opening up in more spiritual ways. I myself have never really been religious, so the information that's going to come through in this video comes more from an open perspective, because for my entire life I never really identified with any one religion. I did go through a period of diving into many different religions and philosophies of the planet, of the world, because I was in a place where I was trying to find my own truth. And I know that many of you also have gone through similar searchings and seekings of your own inner truth, which involved diving into many different religions and understanding that there is not one true religion, but that there are many truths. And part of the process even of ascension is identifying what is your inner truth. And for many people, it's picking and choosing between many different things that already exist out there, and then creating something new for yourself, or aligning with something else that sparks greater understanding within you. And that's you creating your own truth. And then moving forward into your ascension, you're going to continue feeding your own truth through your inner resonance with other information that's out there. As you raise your vibration and consciousness, you're going to align with more and more information that helps you expand. So as I was sort of sitting in those Bible verses and trying to figure out what they meant on a much deeper level, and that's when Jesus sort of came in very strongly. So I had this immense energy to to have this stream of writing come through, to sort of help me understand a little bit better. And I also am getting a feeling that there's no coincidence that I'm bringing through this information on July 2nd, 2019, with that solar eclipse new moon energy. And there has to be some sort of significance in this message. So I'm just going to go ahead and read what came through as this energy of Jesus, otherwise known as Yeshua, but also otherwise felt as Christ consciousness energy, came in to deliver this message. So I know this message is, again, dealing with Christianity and the Bible. I know that many people will resonate with it, and there's going to be many people who will not resonate with it. And it's going to be fine either way, because it's really depends upon your vibration and where you're at that determines whether you resonate or not. So there were two Bible verses in particular that kind of opened this vortex of energy to come through in this message. The two Bible verses are 2 Corinthians 11:14 and John 14:6. I'm not super familiar with the Bible. I've gone through it. I've studied some verses in the past as I was studying Christianity during my phase of discovering and seeking and searching For these verses, I'm going to be reading from the New International Version. So, again, I was feeling this overwhelming sensation to bring through this information. And so I first sat down, I closed my eyes, I connected to this energy, which was that Jesus energy, Yeshua, Christ consciousness. And I'm just reading what I wrote down, and I wrote, I have an overwhelming feeling of love and gratitude. At this moment, I put my hands together in prayer, and I held them up to my third eye to sort of acknowledge Jesus energy, Yeshua. And what came through is Yeshua spoke to me, and the words that came through were, I am you as you are me. As you pray to me, you pray to you. The next words that came through said, I have called to you through these Bible verses because I would like for you to interpret a message unto the earth, basically anyone who's hearing this message, so that they may hear me say, there is no darkness in the light. The light shineth truth unto all. Fear in the Bible are not words speaketh from my lips, but thoughts open from man's duality. Fear is not of God. Fear is not of the Son of God. Fear is only spoken from the lips of fallen angels. Fallen angels are not angels of God, but angels of earth. Fallen angels are you, meaning humanity, who hath fallen from your righteous place at the throne of God. In forgetting who you truly are, seated at the table with God, you hath separated yourself from God. In that separation, you feel disconnected from God. But it was never God who separated you from God, but it was you who separated yourself from God. Lost, lonely souls of earth, hear me when I say, when heaven knocks, all will know heaven's glory. Heaven is not a place, but an end of duality and suffering on your planet. Heaven is remembering who you truly are as sons and daughters of God, not separate, but the same, not different, but the same. In not knowing what you do not know, but in knowing who you truly are, is knowing that you are God and God is you. Hear me when I say, all will open into the glory of God, but not all will desire it. God is not a glorified idol, but the most humble of feet. Standing in the presence of God is standing in the presence of innocence. All are opening innocence within and ignite the path of God within. As above, so below. Your innocence is God-like and will open entrance into the kingdom of God. Heaven is here, and heaven is opening for those who desire it. Opening the doors to heaven requires a key of innocence, and no one who holds the key will be turned away. Heaven on earth is 5D, and central to opening into 5D is opening truth and innocence in your dualistic minds. I am Yeshua, Son of God, and you are me as I am you. Open your heart and open heaven in your heart. I offered my gratitude, and then I asked, Yeshua, do you want to go over the Bible verses and help me to understand them a little bit more? And what came through is, the Bible is not relevant anymore. The Bible is a sacred text meant for people who open duality, meaning the Bible is written from the pen and ink of guys being Guise. The Bible is not for those who open steadfast knowledge of how the world works outside of the guise of duality. The Bible acts as a sort of keeper of knowledge of duality, meaning that the Bible holds knowledge of duality and openly acts as a rock for those who hold duality tightly in their womb. Duality does not exist outside of your 3D experience, but we, God, Yeshua, and light angels of God, most definitely anticipated the fall of Gaia and the many head-heavy fallen angels, meaning incarnated souls stuck in the heaviness of karma, linear time, and duality. And so I, Yeshua, was sent to earth at a time before the fallen angels. The fallen angels the Bible speaks about is not Lucifer and what you would call hell's angels, but a prophecy of mankind as the doors to 3D opened and swallowed mankind and Gaia whole. I asked, but wasn't there darkness before Christ? I wanted to clarify, wasn't there fallen angels before Christ? And what came through was, yes, there was darkness before Christ, but not as dark as the duality in the lower dimensions after Christ. The darkness before Christ was the increase of duality, but in higher dimensions. As duality opens in the fall of dimensions, darkness ensues even in the higher dimensions. Basically saying that before Christ, the dimensions were basically falling. Duality was opening stronger and stronger on the planet, but the dimensions were still higher than 3D, so the vibration of the Earth planet was still higher than the vibration within a 3D reality. As duality closes in the opening into higher dimensions, then lightness ensues, meaning that as the dimensions start opening up and the vibration starts raising, then duality begins to fall away and lightness becomes stronger. The Bible was opened during the time of duality, and duality is lessening as we speak, and so the Bible is becoming irrelevant. However, everything serves a purpose, and the Bible served a purpose for a period of time for humanity. It opened light in many dark, shadowy corners of duality. It opened hearts and taught forgiveness and compassion and love and kindness. It taught about heaven and hell and decisions and consequences. It opened minds to a greater power and purpose. It instilled work ethics and belief systems that everyone should integrate, which is, do unto others what you would have them do unto you. The Bible is a sacred text and should not be shunned, but rather your perspectives of this sacred text should simply be that you have outgrown it. It serves a purpose for those who need it because they may still be in the depths of duality. But for those who have climbed out of the depths of duality, it no longer serves a purpose for you because you have opened into knowledge that extends into the next layer of consciousness that does not resonate with the layer of consciousness that the Bible is engraved in. The Bible serves a purpose for a layer of consciousness that exists within 3D duality. When you open past that layer, you open into a new layer of consciousness, which may or may not open new teachings for you to align to. As you continue your ascension into expanded consciousness, your belief systems and central knowledge of the universe will continue to expand out of the previous layers that you once existed within. So, there are certainly only best intentions when it comes to the Bible, but for many of you, you just no longer resonate with the layer of consciousness that the Bible holds. So next I wanted to address the 2 Corinthians 11:14. 2 Corinthians, actually it is 2 Corinthians 11:13 through 15, and it says, "For such people are false apostles, deceitful workers, masquerading as apostles of Christ. And no wonder, for Satan himself masquerades as an angel of light. It is not surprising then if his servants also masquerade as servants of righteousness. Their end will be what their actions deserve." I asked, what exactly does this mean? Does this mean that the darkness is masquerading as these servants of righteousness, possibly even light workers? And what came through is the translated text into English does not do the verse justice. The devil, first of all, is not real outside of your 3D experience, but yet is very real within your 3D experience. This verse was simply trying to illustrate this. The devil does not masquerade as an angel of light, but rather the devil, in knowing its true form, dances open in the light, meaning that even the devil can know itself and open light in its darkness. What came through next is kind of addressing the false apostles, these deceitful workers, masquerading as apostles of Christ. What came through is servants of guise, guise being the Guise, servants of guise are so-called servants of hell. But what is not made clear is that servants of guise are fallen angels, meaning humanity in the realm of 3D earth, meaning that the false apostles and deceitful workers are not hell sent, but heaven sent in the guise of duality and the darkness of the depths of duality. Servants masquerading in righteousness. This quote in the Bible verse is humanity in 3D duality. It is not teams of awakened souls who have pushed past duality. It is people who have masks on, yet suffer behind those masks. Duality opens the masks and reality behind those masks. There is no truth behind these masks, only suffering in the absence of glory. The next verse that I wanted Yeshua, Jesus, to sort of clarify for me was the John 14:6 Bible verse, which says, Jesus saith unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. Or in the New International Version, Jesus answered, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. I asked, what does this mean? And what came through is words spoken not in truth but in pertinence, meaning that the meaning of this verse was given more strength to the words rather than the meaning behind the words. The kingdom of God is not exclusive. It is not owned by any religion. The meaning behind these words has nothing to do with me, Yeshua, and everything to do with you, humanity, as you open knowledge of heaven and hell on earth. Meaning that as you open knowledge of heaven through the teachings of Jesus, you open also knowledge of hell. Knowledge of hell being not a place that you go to when you die after you've lived a sinful life, but a place that exists in your mind. Also meaning that when you understand that hell is created in the mind, you open a way out in knowing that heaven is also created in the mind. So when a person is able to reach for Jesus, not as Jesus, but as inner strength, which is what Jesus represents, then the person is able to pull themselves out of their self-created hell and open the doors to inner heaven in their minds. No man is able to open heaven in their consciousness if they do not understand that heaven is created through higher vibrational thought. And for many, reaching for higher vibrational thought in the depths of lower vibrational illusion is difficult. And so, by opening connection with me, Yeshua, Jesus, and the teachings of Jesus, a person is able to harness inner strength to reach for higher vibrational thought, which will eventually be the guiding force that will take the person out of those lower vibrations and into the higher vibrations. Again, this is Jesus speaking through in my writing. What came through next is, I am you, and in my name is inner empowerment and strength. For those who are lost and weak, I am the strength that holds you up. I am the word that offers hope. I am the face that opens hearts. I am a representation of you and the best parts of you that you have forgotten. I was not meant to be an idol, but was meant to be a beacon of light for you to see your reflection in the darkness. You are strength, you are hope, you are love. And in remembering who you truly are, you are remembering that you are a son and daughter of God. You have never been apart and have always been one. And now is the time to remember, because the doors to heaven on earth are opening, and God is calling for you to take your seat at the table and feast together upon New Earth 5D. We are children of God, beacons of light for those in the dark. We are strength, hope, and love, and are opening the doors to the kingdom of God. And that's what came through, but I hope that this helps to open understanding a little bit more. I feel that this is very strongly coming through right now because sort of a foreshadowing, but in a good way, in terms of that Christ consciousness energy opening up in the fall. And because this portal of the solar eclipse and the new moon is so powerful this month of July in terms of retrieving inner lost knowledge and shifting a lot of the underlying energy of balance, I just have a very strong call to put this message out during this same time as well. So thank you so much everyone for watching this video and for listening to this message together with you in Oneness. I'm Jessica Delmar. Oneness and love be with you.